Hello, good morning class 7 students. So in the last lectures we have completed our chapter physical change and chemical changes. I hope you all have read the chapter. Yes. Uh, Although I told you that whatever doubts you have or questions you want to ask, you can post in the comment section so that we can communicate with each other, so that I can give you the explanation. So you are most welcome to post your questions in the comment section. Okay, now today I will discuss with you the activities of this chapter physical change, chemical changes. Like while teaching I have shown you many examples of physical changes, right? In your text, while you will go through the text, there are certain chemical reactions which are very common and which are important, that you have to read and learn. First, in page number 82, you can open your text. Students, please open your text. Page 82. It is to study the burning of a magnesium ribbon. Magnesium metal, which is available in a thin ribbon-like form also, that is available mostly in chemical laboratories. So materials we need: magnesium ribbon, china dish, matchstick or burner in laboratory. First, in the procedure, first we will take a small piece of magnesium ribbon with the help of tongue. You can see in your text. First, we will take the magnesium ribbon with the help of tongue, okay, and we will burn the magnesium ribbon in burner. You can see in the picture there is dazzling white light, okay. Now take the small piece of magnesium ribbon, clean its one end and hold it with pair of tongs and heat the cleaned end under a candle flame or spirit lamp or Bunsen burner flame in laboratory. So what shall we see? We can see that magnesium ribbon burns rapidly with a dazzling white light. We can see that magnesium ribbon burns rapidly with a dazzling white light, okay. So as you already know that metals, while burnt in air, react with oxygen and form its oxides, right? Now we have to collect this ash produced due to burning in a dry cleaned china dish, which is also available in laboratory. Now you have to dissolve the ash, this ash in the china dish, in small amount of distilled water and divide this into two parts. Take the ash, dissolve in water and divide it into two parts in two test tubes, okay, in two test tubes. You know test tubes, right? I think you know test tubes. Test tube, this is test tube. To one of the test tube add 2 drops of blue litmus solution. You know already litmus, which is an indicator, and in the previous class you have read about the type of changes in case of blue litmus and red litmus under acidic and basic condition, right? So acid turns blue litmus to red and base turns red litmus to blue. So aim of this activity is to prove that what is the nature of metallic oxide and non-metallic oxide. But here we are working with a metal, that is magnesium. So now we are going to see that what is the nature of this metallic oxide, whether it is acidic or basic. So to one test tube we will add 2 drops of blue litmus solution and we'll observe the change in color. We'll see that there is no change in color to the blue litmus solution. Okay, we can do it with litmus solution, or even we can do it with litmus paper, blue litmus paper. You all have seen blue litmus paper in laboratory. So if we dip a blue litmus paper or we add 2 drops of litmus solution, we'll see there is no change in color. Blue will remain blue. But to the other test tube, we'll add 2 drops of red litmus solution and we'll see that red litmus turns to blue. Right? So from this observation, what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion that we can make from this? Conclusion is the oxide which is formed by burning magnesium ribbon, due to burning magnesium ribbon, the oxide which is formed, it is basic in nature. So already I have told you that you have to write and practice the chemical reactions in this. So in the equation we will write magnesium plus oxygen forms magnesium oxide. Formula of magnesium oxide is MgO. Okay. Now as magnesium oxide, that is the ash, right? The ash we get, that is magnesium oxide. Now when it is dissolved in water, it forms magnesium hydroxide, MgOH whole 2. Okay. So you please write down the chemical equation from your text. So in this aquatic magnesium hydroxide, when we dip litmus paper or litmus solution, that is red litmus turns to blue, and in case of blue litmus there is no change in color. So what does it prove? It proves that magnesium oxide is a basic oxide. So from this conclusion, from this activity we can make the conclusion like this is an example of chemical change because it forms new substances. The new substance has property entirely different from that of magnesium, and large amount of heat and light energies are also given out. Okay, large amount of heat and energy. We have already seen that there is appearance of dazzling white light. So that's all with this activity. Now we'll move to the next activity. So our next activity is to study the change during reaction between copper sulfate solution, blue copper sulfate solution and metallic iron. Already we have seen this activity. So materials we need: boiling tube, iron nail or piece of iron, copper sulfate crystals, test tube stands, 2 test tubes. In the previous class already I have shown you this activity. So in this activity we have to take about 10 gram of powdered copper sulfate crystal in a boiling tube, and we'll make a solution with 25 ml of water with 5 drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Now when iron nail is added to this solution and left undisturbed, around after 1 and 2 hours, we can see that there is deposition of copper metal over the iron nail. You have already seen this activity, right? Okay, so the color of the solution changes from blue to light green because iron displaces copper metal from the solution and it forms iron sulfate, right? So this activity proves that iron is more reactive than copper and it can displace copper from its solution, and it is an example of chemical change because why it is an example of chemical change? Because number one, a complete new substance is formed, we can see the change in color, and it is irreversible change. We cannot reverse it back. Okay, you have to write this chemical equation as well. That is copper sulfate plus iron forms iron sulfate or ferrous sulfate and copper metal. Metallic copper which is displaced by iron get deposited over the iron nail or may be precipitated afterward. So from this reaction we can conclude that it is an example of chemical change, because new substance formed with complete new properties and color is changed. Okay, so these two activities you have to write. Let's see what more. Okay students, the third activity is page number 88, to show that for rusting both oxygen and moisture are necessary. Here we need 3 boiling tube or 3 test tubes marked as ABC. You can see in page number 88. This also you have to write, draw and write. Okay, page number 88. In test tube A, place a few lump of dried calcium chloride, cover it with cotton. In test tube B, fill it with boiled distilled water, and in test tube C, place the clean nail and cover it partially with tap water. So in these 3 test tubes there are 3 conditions provided to the iron nail. We need 3 iron nails and to keep inside these 3 test tubes. So these 3 test tubes have 3 different conditions. So I must tell you that dried or anhydrous calcium chloride absorb moisture. Okay. Now what would be the observation after 3 to 4 days? You will find that only the nail in test tube C get dusted. So what is the condition provided in test tube C? It is the nail is partially covered with tap water. So test tube A contain only dry air, because due to calcium chloride moisture is absorbed from the air. Test tube B contain water but not air, because it is boiled distilled water. You know, boiled distilled water lack oxygen, no air. And tube C contain both the conditions. So this activity proved that for rusting both oxygen, or that is air, and moisture are necessary. Okay, so you please write and draw in your practical file. And one last, in page number 90, that is the crystallization process. To obtain the crystal of copper sulfate from a crude sample of copper sulfate. Page 90 and 91. So you have to draw this figure, crystallization, stepwise. Okay, and write down. So from this chapter, physical change and chemical change, you have to write 4 activities in your practical file. First is from page 82, page number 82, burning of magnesium ribbon. Next, page 83, reaction between copper sulfate and iron nail. Next, page 88, rusting. Next, 90, crystallization of copper sulfate. And students, so I guess it is clear to you that what you have to draw and write in your practical file. But before you start, today only you will get the list of activities that you have to write in practical file from the very chapter 1. Okay, so let's once recall the chapters. Like chapter 1, it was food. Next, nutrition in human and animal. Next, fiber fabric. chapter 4 heat, chapter 5 acid and base, and finally physical chemical changes. So please follow the instructions which you will get regarding writing of practical file. Okay, thank you very much.